So we are all set.
Yeah.
Once you give green signal, we'll start.
Yeah, 1 minute और wait कर लेते हैं. Usually we wait for 5 minutes. So why not today? Everybody is looking forward to this session.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Ashutosh not joining today?
Yeah, today he won't be joining. He said he will try his best. Mostly he'll join, but I think so because today they had this Arushi. Remember how his mom 1 year? Just a second. So there was puja at their place in Mumbai. She was awake whole night, in fact, because वहाँ तो सुबह था, यहाँ तो रात थी. I don't know. बीच में join कर भी सकता है.
I think Ashutosh has just joined.
He has joined. Wow.
And one interesting, there's somebody called Swami who also has joined.
Oh, Swami.
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram. अच्छा आप स्वामी जी है साई राम.
एक्चुअली स्टार्टिंग में बहुत मैंने रख दिया था, तो अभी कोई भी जूम मीटिंग ज्वाइन करती हूँ पहले स्वामी आ जाता है, तो मैं देन आई चेंज इट टू माय नेम.
ओके. Ashu, are you here?
Yes, Auntie, I am here. I hopefully will make sense. I've not slept all night, so I'll
that's what
be
I
in
was
the beginning, and I may leave after some time. But
wonderful.
in the beginning.
इसीलिए स्वामी जी आ गए आज.
आज सत्यदीप भी आ गया धर्म क्षेत्र से, and स्वामी भी आ गया.
अच्छा सत्यदीप भी आ गया.
That's right.
So you'll make lot of sense.
That's right, is it? Oh yeah, actually it's right.
I can understand you're not slept.
So let's start. Yeah.
All right. So we'll start with Sri Omkars and Asthoma, right? Asato ma satgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti. Sai Ram, everyone.
Sai Ram.
Proud of you again, and I think we have some new people today as well. So welcome everyone. I think we have done a long journey now from the last, I think, it's almost 10 months now, 9 to 10 months. And we've covered a lot of topics. And I think a lot of those topics were around mind and how to control the mind. And I think the last 2 sessions we have been discussing this practice of meditation in detail. So it's been a great kind of flow, and then now we are, getting into the implementation phase as to how to actually do that and doing some techniques. So last time Siddharth, briefed us a little bit about different forms, and then we had a very, very nice session with Munira Auntie. It was short though, and we got requests after that we should do it more often. So we will try and take those suggestions and then see how we structure our sessions. But I think today we have all assembled early because we want to give enough time to meditation, and I think we have a special guest or devotee or our family member amongst us. So we have Kavita Auntie, who is going to lead the session today and help us all understand our mind better and understand ourselves better. And I'll not do a lot of speaking about what she's going to do because she's probably going to do a much better job at that than me. So I'll very quickly, for those of us who don't know her, give a brief introduction, and then from there I'll hand it over to Kavita Aunty to take it forward. So Aunty has been a devotee for 5.5 decades now. 1966 is, I think, when she first came into Swami's fold. She has graduated in psychology and is a naturopath, and she has done a MD in alternative medicine. So we'll see that she has seen both sides of the science side, the medicine side, and also sometimes we see the spiritual side, and so she's connected both worlds beautifully there. So she has completed many healing courses as well. She's a Reiki Grandmaster, advanced pranic healer. She's an astrologer, a gemologist, palmist, face reader. She has practiced crystal therapy, pendulum therapy, pyramid therapy, etc. I think one session is not going to be enough with her, and we should probably ask her to join us more often and hopefully share with all of us her expertise and her knowledge here. She has also trained a lot of people. So she has trained people in mind control techniques, past life regression, meditations. So it's kind of touching all the different aspects of the mind and going within. So that way, we have a complete, if I can use that word, package here for all of our benefit. She's also an author. She's written books with Swami's guidance. Some of the names are Sai Ashtang Yoga, My Sai and I, The Sea of Sai Consciousness, and Sai, the Source of All Energies, and Baba, The Ultimate Consciousness. I'm not sure if some of us have read those books or not, but the cycle of experiencing it and then communicating it, training it, shows us how willing Aunty is to share her knowledge and experience with all of us. So I can't wait actually as I'm reading every single point and trying to introduce, getting more and more excited for the session. At present, Aunty is also holding meditation camps. She's given presentations, lectures, study circles at many places. I think, so it says that she has one in Valsad, Gujarat, in Gujarati. She does at Kolhapur in Marathi, and at Santa Cruz, Thane, Burvis, all over Bombay as well. She's also given presentations and taught pranayams at Puttaparthi. So she's had experience all over the country, so to say. I'm sure with digital Zoom these days, it must have been much more, and many more places, many more people must have benefited. And as from a service point of view, she's also treating patients, following Swami's grace. She treats the mind with flower remedies, which helps in healing the body. So that's something that I had heard for the first time. So hopefully I'll try and understand from her sometime today or later what that means. But I'm sure this was a long but much needed introduction for us, because now this sets us all up for a very nice session today, so that we know what we are going to benefit. I hope somebody's starting. I see the recording has started, so thanks Pratima Aunty for that. But with that, I will not.
She is also face reader. Okay.
Huh?
So we all need to carry that smile of positivity today. What we have earned over all these sessions.
Absolutely. I think after this, we should do a debrief call, just 2-3 of us, and see how to best use Auntie's thing for our benefit and be selfish. But yeah, I've said enough. I'm going to stay quiet now, and I'll leave it over to Auntie to take it forward. Kavita Aunty,
yeah, most welcome. Yeah.
Kavita Aunty, can you hear us now? And can you unmute yourself?
Yes, I can hear you all.
So Aunty, if you don't mind, I'll hand it over to you now, the way you can take it forward. Or Siddharth, if you have something else to share before that, feel free. But otherwise, Aunty can take it forward from here.
Presentation.
Nothing from my side to share. And I think there is a presentation which you will be sharing on the screen, and take it from there. So over to her.
I have to be a host. Can you all see the presentation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, Sairam to all my brothers and sisters of our Sai family.
Sairam.
Uh, Sairam. Today, I would like to talk to you all about something about meditation. And so that it will be easy for you, I have made this presentation for you. So, today's topic will be presentation. Okay. Meditation. Okay, can you all see this completely? See? Okay. So why meditation? Why one should meditate? I know Siddhartha has already spoken to you all many points on this. I've seen your last session, and but still I felt that I should make some additions to that. So first thing is to achieve our ultimate goal of life. Okay, that is to know ourselves. Now, to know ourselves, we have to go within. Okay, now all the shastras that are there are talking about microcosm and macrocosm. So, jaise pinda, vaise brahmanda. So, whatever is there in the pinda is also there in the brahmanda. Now, all the time we are looking outside of us, through the physical world. Now, meditation means you have to go within. That is in your inner world. So, focusing into your inner world means to meditate. Okay. So, the second is fastest means to communicate with God. When we meditate, God talks to us. Actually, when we pray, we talk to God, and in meditation, God talks to us. Now, whatever I'll be telling you is out of my own personal experience. I have experienced all what I have written today on the in the presentation. So, to communicate with God, when you go deeper and you silence yourself from within, you can hear God's voice. You can hear God's communication. You can communicate with Him just as I am talking to you now. In the same way, God talks to you, one to one. So that is the most beneficial for all of us when you hear God talking to you. You can ask Him any questions and you will get the answer. Third is to finish our past karmas or our conditioning, that is cleansing of our subconscious mind. Now, the cleansing process of the subconscious mind start immediately when you start meditating. And that will happen through visions, dreams, or in actual life, there will certain circumstances will come that will finish off your karmas. Now, one important thing is, when you start meditating, you will find that you will face with lot of problems in life. And there are chances that you may stop meditating. Meditation start kiya, tab se problem chalu ho gayi. It is not the problems, it is that you are finishing your past karmas. Okay, so my personal experience is this, that whenever chappar phad ke problem aane lagte hain, I used to speak to the Lord and tell Him, now I can't take it anymore. So Swami, please reduce. So reduce the problems, and you won't believe, immediately problems would reduce. So you need not worry of such things, because God is always with you when you start meditating. He is always there with you and you are taken care of. So you need not worry about all that. But I'm just indicating that you should not stop the meditation at any cost. Once you start, you should not stop. Fourth is, unless and until we empty ourselves, God cannot express through us. By emptying means less desires, less attachment, no negative thinking, then only God will be able to express through you. Because our mind is, when there are a lot of desires, the mind is full of thoughts, and there is so much chaos in your mind that it cannot be calm. So how can God express through you? So for that you have to empty yourself. Next is you acquire equanimity through meditation, and then you are a balanced personality, and this is emotional stability. That's what it is called, emotional stability. Now happiness and sorrow does not affect you when you have reached a state of equanimity. In your last session, Siddharth has already showed you the pendulum. Okay, so when the pendulum is at the center, you are in equanimity.
Peace.
Okay, so when you are in equanimity, there is emotional stability. And that happens only when either you are in the center and far away from the periphery. So you acquire a balanced personality and not affected by any other things. Now, when to meditate? Time and place of meditation, that too I think Siddharth has already spoken. There should be fixed place and time for you to meditate. Brahma Murta is the best time for you to meditate. That is between 3 and 6. But the most auspicious time is from 4:30 to 5:15 a.m. But regularity is very important. You may be a late here and there. And see, now there should be no excuses. It's difficult to get up in the morning or whatever. I have to cook at home or make tiffins or whatever. But then regularity is important. So you fix any time. When I started, I couldn't get up in the morning so early. So I had started at 10 a.m. After all my work was over, I used to sit and meditate. Till today, I am practicing it at 10 a.m. regularly. So you can fix any time. Okay. But when I was at Parthi, regularly for about more than a year, from 4:30 to 5:15 at any cost, I used to get up. If I didn't get up, Swami used to wake me at exactly 4:15. Come on, get up and sit for meditation. That was the thing he used to tell me. Even if you are not well, even if you had fever, whatever, you should not miss that time. So that is very important. The evening time is for energizing and meditation. That should be from 7 to 9 or after sunset. Now, why these timings are allotted? Well, all may be knowing that in meditation, our consciousness, that is called the Shiva, or the male aspect, is in evolution. Now, you all may be wondering what is this Shiva or male aspect. So let me just briefly explain to you that in the beginning, there was only God everywhere. And God decided he wanted to share his happiness and he had nobody to share his happiness. So he wanted to become many. So the first thought that ever came into being was Ekoham Bhushan. As soon as that first thought came, duality started immediately. And duality means male and female concept. So Shiva is the male concept and Shakti is the female concept. So early morning, that Brahma Murta, it is the Shiva or consciousness is in evolution. And at that time, all the saints and sadhus in the Himalayas also meditate at that time. So if you get up at that time and start meditation, you will get all those vibrations and you can concentrate very fast and go deep within very fast. And that is the reason why these timings are given. In the evening, it is the Shakti. As you all know that evening, all the Devi pujas are done in the evening only, not in the morning. Lakshmi puja, everything is in the evening only. So in the evening, it is Shakti or energy that is in power. And there is a process called energizing, which we can think of some other time how it is done. But that is to be done in the evening, followed by meditation. So at present, you all can meditate in the morning and evening 2 times. Swami also has said many times that at least 2 times We have food 2 times, is it not? Lunch and dinner. We have more than 2 times, I mean, but 2 times बराबर पेट भर के खाते हैं खाना. So same way, meditation should also be done twice, once early in the morning and once in the evening. Now, asanas. Each one of us should have one asana for meditation, and why it should be there. Asana is made of wool, flannel or silk. You can't take any other cloth. You have to take either wool, flannel or silk. Now, if you want to buy one, you can go at any Jain temple, and the shops around have that flannel cloth asana. They sell it for maybe 50 or 60 rupees. But you can get it there, anywhere where there is Jain temple. Now what happens is, when you start meditating, the cosmic energy starts flowing from your Sahasrara chakra. This portal of your Sahasrara chakra opens up, and there is a continuous flow of cosmic energy. And that cosmic energy passes from your body, and if you don't have an asana, it will go out through the Muladhara chakra, and because of gravitational force, it will be pulled by the earth. So आपने जो भी मेहनत किया है उसका कोई फल आपको मिलेगा नहीं, क्योंकि energy is gone down to the earth. So when you take this asana, all the vibrations, all the powerful vibrations of that energy are sipped into that cloth, and that cloth also has very powerful vibrations. So whenever you sit for meditation on that asana, you will feel those vibrations. Of course, after a long time, for example, if you have continuously meditated for 6 months, then you will understand the difference of sitting ऐसे ही बैठना या आसन पर बैठना, whatever, and you go deeper very fast. Okay, one should not be allowed. No, किसी को भी वो आसन को हाथ लगाना मना है. We don't allow to touch that asana to anybody, because that asana immediately will catch other vibrations also. And not only that, you should not wash that cloth. Once you wash, all the vibrations are wiped out. So take it when you are meditating. मेडिटेशन होने के बाद उसको प्लास्टिक के थैले में बंद करके ऐसे जगह पे रखिए जहाँ किसका भी हाथ नहीं लगे. And now if you are sitting on the ground for meditation, alti marke, so then you require only one asana. But if you are sitting on the chair, then you will require 2 asanas, and that too, the chair should be armless chair. Okay, so one will be below the seat and one will be under your feet. So this is important, because if you are regularly meditating, you will see all the differences that will come in you also with those powerful energies. Focal points. अभी focal point, different types of focal point है. एक है त्रिपुटी और the third eye. Next is Anahata Chakra. Many people may meditate on the heart. And third is tip of the nose or Nasika Graha. We should select any one focal point for our concentration. Now, the object of which is focused, that is the Jyoti or the image of God or Guru, should be focused on any one of these mentioned focal points. But if you are meditating on breath, then there is no focal point and there is no object to be focused. Object and focal point both are the breath itself. Okay, so only for breath, you don't have to have any focal point or object. Have a much disciplined life. Swami always indicates eat, sleep, meditate, and do all your activities right time. Means in short, have a disciplined life. Fixed time. कभी भी खाया, कभी भी सोया नहीं. Should be fixed time. Now, what are the benefits of meditation? Now, the benefits first is we are physically and mentally healthy. Now, as you are all knowing that most of the diseases are psychosomatic. So when you are calm and quiet, When you meditate, you start becoming calm and quiet. There are less thoughts in your mind. So naturally your energy is conserved and physically and mentally you remain healthy. Now Swami always says that everything that you experience in life is reflection, resound and reaction of your own thoughts and thinking. So see what you are thinking. Now I hope you'll all understand what Swami has said, because when you think, thought is an energy, it vibrates and you give those vibrations through your aura. And you catch that aura. If you're thinking negative, you will catch the negative thinking of other people and you will become more negative. So you must always think positive and remain healthy. Now, second is, we are energetic throughout the day, because morning as soon as you get up and meditate, you have taken enough energy. Okay, evening also when you meditate, you are taking enough energy. And you get more and more energy when you meditate. The thing is, the food that we eat and the time that we sleep are not enough to get all the energy, because our thinking, what we do, think and say is so much that most of our energy that we have in food and sleeping is just used by our unnecessary thoughts and words. So when you sit and meditate, you will feel very much energetic throughout the day. You will not feel tired by the end of the day. We evolve faster on our spiritual path. Our God or Guru helps us to finish a lot of our past karmas. Now, as soon as you sit to meditate, God starts helping you to finish off, because the process of meditation is the only process through which you can finish your karmas faster. So you start getting visions, you start getting dreams and actual experiences without which there is a progress. See, all are going on the spiritual path only, whether you meditate, you don't meditate. One is going on a cycle. Some people are going in a car, some are going in bus, some are going in train, and some are going by the flight. So to meditate is like going by flight. Okay, in short. So all the visions and all the dreams that you get are connected with your karmas. So this will help you to progress faster, and you should make it, meditation should be a routine part of your life. So when you meditate sincerely and regularly, you will come to know all this. Once God starts speaking to you, you will get all your answers there and then. Because when I used to get that in meditation, I used to ask Swami, what is this happening? And he immediately used to tell me, don't worry, this is this, this is this. He has shown me many of my past lives also. And because of I had done this past life, see, it is he who gets everything done from us. We only think I have done this, I have done this, I have done many courses. No, I have not done anything actually. He is the one who has got me do it, so that when he gives me those experiences, I should know what it is. So as soon as he had showed me some past lives, I could know, because I had been to my past lives. I could know he's showing me my past lives. So he actually shows you which karma connected which life also. So these things can happen only in meditation. No other sadhana will help you to do this, and therefore meditation is very important. Fourth point is one-to-one connection with God, hence God guides you, and there is increase in clarity of thought, creativity and sensibility. Now the thing is, when you start meditating, you come in contact with God one-to-one. And he not only guides you in meditation, but throughout the day also, he will guide you from within. He has guided me many times. When I used to eat a little more, he used to say, oh, don't eat so much, because you will not be able to meditate well. So everywhere he used to guide me, even in day-to-day life also. So, and there is, see, when you can, if you have to hear God's voice, you should be very sensitive to hear that. All inner processes are very subtle, very subtle. And we are used to only gross things. So when you go within, you have to increase your sensitivity to understand what God wants to say or what's happening within you, because all are subtle processes. So, because of all this, there will be a clarity in thoughts and creativity. You will understand people better, and your understanding also increases because of subtle things you are able to understand. So, your understanding also increases. Feel good and you feel secure. Naturally, when you practice meditation regularly, you start feeling the presence of God, which gives you a lot of self-confidence, and you start feeling good and secure. During the state of stillness, we realize there is presence. So as soon as you start meditating and go a little deeper, you sorry, you'll feel the presence, and that presence is of our individual consciousness. That is the I in you. You will start feeling the presence of that I within you or God within you. And this also presence gives you a lot of self-confidence, and you really feel very secure. Past and present karmas are burned by cosmic energy that we acquire. Now, in meditation, we not only acquire this energy, but all small karmas, the seeds of these karmas are there in your causal body. Whatever karmas you do, it is converted into a seed and is kept safe in your causal body. So, when the energy comes down to you, all small seeds are just burnt out. So, they don't sprout into actions again. 8th point is we can experience love and peace of the highest order. You start meditating, you become calm and quiet, and you start feeling the divine love, and that peace is there within you. And it is not an ordinary peace or ordinary love that you see in day-to-day life. It is a very different type of love and peace. That is why it is of the highest order. Total change in your behavior and our relationships. Yes, there is a total change in your behavior and relationship, because our relationship improves and our outlook of life changes. Our attitude change when you start meditating, when you start conversing with God, your understanding improves. So your way of life or your outlook to life changes, and your life becomes more refined. So you will have very good relationship. You will not, that means you are not going to bother. You will be letting go more of things. You will not bother if anybody talks against you. You will not care for that, but you will remain good to everybody. So that is why there will be a total change in your behavior and relationships also. Now, what is meditation? Meditation is silencing, and we silence the entire system, body, mind, intellect, gradually. So when you start meditating, what are you actually doing? Slowly you calm down, you relax your entire body, you relax your mind, and slowly you start going within. The first thing will happen is the system gets cleansed. Your entire system will get cleansed. Then you will be prepared to go through higher experiences, which will eventually transform us into higher beings. See, when you start meditating, cleansing process happens for some time. Slowly, so Swami always speaks of purity of mind. So that is all connected with this only. You start getting purer and purer, you get your attitudes change, and you are prepared to go through higher experiences, which will eventually transform you into higher. Now, what I meant by higher beings here is your vibrational level changes. All the things in the universe is nothing but energy, and that energy keeps on vibrating, and each one of us vibrate at a different level. So sometimes we may feel that किसी से अपना बहुत अच्छा जमता है, किसी से नहीं जमता है, for no reason. You just don't like a person for no reason, or you will not, it's not liking as such, but you would not like to be with that person for a longer time because there is mismatch in vibrations. So your vibration levels will improve and increase as you meditate, and you will become a higher being, means higher and higher. You have to raise your conscious level. See, God is at the highest level. If we have to reach God, we have to increase our conscious level. So we will then slowly we will be gradually linked with the source, and we receive all the knowledge. You know, slowly you will start getting all the knowledge about your own self, creation, birth, death, everything. All knowledge is within you only, nothing is outside. So as you start meditating and progressing, you start getting this knowledge automatically. It comes within you. You come to know all these things. Meditation, second point is meditation is simple awareness without any effort and effortless aware. And meditation cannot be taught, but it happens. Now, meditation actually does not need any technique as such, you know. It is simple awareness. Without any effort, you have to just be aware. That's it. No thinking, nothing, only awareness. Being a witness, that's all. That is what is meditation. And it cannot be taught, it should happen. But what happens is, we are so much involved in the worldly things that we always think of the past memories. Jara kuch hota hai, immediately we go into the past, or we have lot of future dreams. आगे जाके हम ये करेंगे, वो करेंगे, ये करना है, वो करना है. So you are never in the present. When you start living in the present, you don't require any meditation to be done. Okay, meditation is not required if you are living in the present. So with meditation, these techniques will help you to forget your past memories, cut off your past memories and dreams of the future, and keep you all the time in the present. So that is why it is said that this simple awareness, but we require all these techniques. Today also what we'll be doing is guided meditation is nothing but technique. Actually meditation cannot be taught. It happens as an you start doing it, it will start happening to you automatically. So Swami says meditation is a function of the inner man. It involves deep subjective quiet emptying of the mind and filling oneself with light that emerges from the divine spark within. This is a discipline that no one teaches and no class can communicate. So Swami also says meditation cannot be taught. It has to happen. Now, here is a simple thing which you will understand very nicely if you think on this or ponder on these points. Now, meditation, there are 4 stages: ordinary thinking, contemplation, concentration, and meditation. Now, in ordinary thinking, mind is allowed to move everywhere. Now, see, आप भी देखो आपके कैसे कैसे विचार आते हैं. They are illogical. They are not connected with each other. Thoughts are not connected. कभी ये thought आया, कभी वो thought आया. It's moving all over the place. That is ordinary thinking. In contemplation, it is allowed in one direction. एक ही direction में all other directions are cut off. I can give you an example. अगर आप कोई मैथ का प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर रहे हो तो बाकी सब चीजें बाजू में रख के आप सिर्फ फोकस करते हो in one direction to solve the math. Or I can give you an example of if there is marriage in your house, and with the marriage you have a list to do on marriage day, you will do accordingly. So that time you will not focus on any other points except that day. Third is gearing all your senses into action is concentration. Now concentration is not allowed to move in one direction. It is allowed to concentrate only on one point. So from one direction you come to one point, single point, and that is concentration. In meditation, mind is not allowed at all. There is no mind absolutely in meditation. So meditation is no mind state. So to meditate, we have to go beyond the mind into no mind state. So what is concentration? Let's see what is concentration. Gearing all your senses into action is concentration. Now, when we say to concentrate, we either focus on our breath, Jyoti, photo of God or Guru, anything like that. Initially, there will be a lot of thoughts you will be getting, but you will have to, by and by, bring your mind to that one on the breath or on the image of your God and Guru or on the Jyoti. Whatever meditation you are doing, you should bring back your mind. Every time it will run away here and there, here and there. You have to catch hold of it and bring again on the focal point where you are focusing. Another thing you can do is to start with, start contemplation on your God or Guru's actions. Now, today, what meditation we'll be doing is mostly how you will come to know what I'm talking about when we do the actual meditation. So, you start contemplating on God, Guru, so that you may get only thoughts of God only. Okay. Now, for example, what Swami is doing, I'll be taking the meditation on Swami only. If all those who have got their own gurus or gods, they may focus on their gods and gurus. All gods are one, doesn't make any difference. So, when I will be taking the meditation, it will be on Swami. So, you can see all the different actions. Focus only on Swami, what he is doing. So, in that case, what happens is, all your thoughts get together in one direction, and then the Guru slowly comes to one point. गुरु को देख देख के सिर्फ एक ही फोकल पॉइंट पे आप रुक जाते हो. A time comes when all other thoughts are gone, there is no thought, and only you see Swami, that's it. And that is called concentration. I hope you all are understanding what I'm saying.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Okay. Now what happens is, after some practice, what will happen? Your mind will start focusing on Jyoti or image, and occasionally you will have one or two thoughts. Abhi, Swami has given a very good example for contemplation. He says, एक तेल की धार. आप जैसे ही तेल pour करते हो, there is one stream of that oil. Okay. So वो जो तेल की धार है, उसके जैसे ही अपना contemplation होना चाहिए. Just one direction, एक focused only on one thought. That too is called contemplation. There are different thoughts of one person only, that is also contemplation. And when there is one person, one thought, that is also contemplation. That too is called contemplation, as you focus in one direction with one thought, only one thought. So you may feel, there are many people who come and tell me, we have gone to thoughtless state. But there is that one thought which is left. I am thoughtless. Now meditation करते हैं, thoughts भी नहीं आते हैं, मगर एक thought कहीं ना कहीं रह जाता है जो कहता है आपको कि I have no thoughts. वो thought रह जाता है. So you have to really be careful when you say you are thoughtless. When contemplation deepens, it naturally glides into meditation. Meditation is entirely about the transcending the senses. When you sincerely practice this, you will slowly glide into meditation. Now, there is one more question which I would like you all to understand. Contemplation and concentration both are mental processes. How can mental processes help in achieving a state of no mind? How can mind itself go beyond the mind is a question, is it not? Doesn't it look contradictory? Mind के help से ही no mind में जाना है. वो कैसे possible है? So first we have to understand mind means क्या? When is mind? What is there when your mind is there? Process of thinking. जब भी process होता है, तभी आप बोलते हैं mind है. Okay. So when there is no process of thinking, there is no mind. What you are supposed to do? Slowly decrease your thinking process. Dissolve your thinking. Come think करते जाओ. By and by, slowly you are reaching to no mind. Mind means thinking. No mind means no thinking. So mind can be of help because really you must understand that mind is, what is mind? What is beyond the mind is consciousness. So what you are doing with your consciousness is the mind. Now actually क्या होता है, आपका जो consciousness है, that through the mind enjoys the world. तो माइंड के पीछे क्या है, अल्टीमेट क्या है, कॉन्शियसनेस. कॉन्शियसनेस के बाद में माइंड, माइंड के बाद में सेंसेस. तो पहले सेंसेस, माइंड क्या करता है, टेक्स ऑल द इंफॉर्मेशन, डाटा कहाँ से लेता है, फ्रॉम द सेंसेस, एंड passes on to the consciousness. So you are aware of all the things that are happening in the world. अच्छे हो, बुरे हो, sad हो, sorrow हो, happiness हो, they are all collected through the senses by the mind and passed on to the consciousness. So when you transcend the senses, okay, आप जब ये transcend करते हो, then you and transcend the mind also. When you go to the no mind, what remains is only consciousness, and that is no mind state. So you have to transcend the senses, transcend the mind, and what remains is your consciousness. So it becomes meditation. When you reach no mind state, only consciousness remains, and that becomes meditation. Is it clear? I can give you a very nice example to understand what I'm saying. See, imagine, just imagine there is a big room, lot of furniture is there in that room. You remove some of the furniture, you get some space. Remove still more furniture, you will still get more place. Space is there, space is created. When you remove all the furniture, the whole room becomes space, right? Are you all understanding what I'm saying?
Yes,
Or you
sir.
want me to repeat anything?
No, it's fine.
So what happens is, deep down that mind, you understand that room is your mind and the furniture is the thoughts you are having. So when you remove some thoughts, you get some space inside your mind. When you remove more thoughts, again space is claimed. There is the space is already there. Okay, space is already there. It is not created from our space, doesn't come from outside. In that room, the space is already there. Only thing what you have done is remove the furniture, and furniture is nothing but thoughts. So when you go on removing thoughts, what remains is the empty space, and that space is meditation. Okay, that space is meditation. Sai Ram, thank you. Any questions on this presentation? Was it very difficult for you all to understand?
No,
Very
no,
beautiful.
no, no, no.
Very beautiful.
That's very, yeah.
Perfect.
It's all Swami's. I offer it to Swami
Yeah.
because he's the one who does that.
Kavita ji, one thing I have to ask you,
Yes.
that you said na floor means you need to keep two mat while meditating. One where you sit, and the other, if you are sitting in the chair, you said it has to be without arm.
Hmm.
You know,
हाँ, तो
chair,
आप,
chair without arm hona chahiye. That is what I want to ask.
या विदाउट आर्म, क्योंकि नहीं तो आप हाथ ऐसे रख के बैठेंगे ना तो सुस्ताएंगे.
कुछ ज्यादा आराम हो जाएगा.
हाँ.
And another thing is that वो feet के नीचे जो आपने बोला है,
हाँ.
if suppose it is wood, still you need a mat. Or
Yeah,
there
yeah.
is-
You still
Huh?
need it because you know you require that to get back your vibrations. The wood will not give you the vibrations again. The wood will have vibrations, but the mat will be able to return to you whenever you keep your feet. You will feel those vibrations inside you.
Okay.
तो मांगता ही है जो इवन वुड है. आप एक पिलो रख के उसके ऊपर वो मैट रख सकते हैं.
अच्छा.
You can put a
Okay.
pillow. All those who are sitting should take a pillow below their seat, put an asana and sit on the pillow. Otherwise, you can't sit for longer time because you start getting your leg problems. वो मूंगी आ जाता है पैर में वगैरह. So take a pillow and sit on, keep that asana on the pillow.
And one more thing, if you are traveling, you are going to some other place, that you have to be very particular in meditation about the timing and all that thing.
See, now
Suppose,
the thing,
yeah.
see, wherever possible you should do. Okay. Now for
Sometimes
place,
there's, yeah, sorry.
now there will be change in place, no? But
Yeah.
now we'll be having one place. I'll be explaining to you how to have your personal meditation room, how to have that personal meditation room. Okay, so it will be easy for you, not to worry. But for time, now one thing, I'd asked this question to Swami. Okay, now I'm traveling, I'm in a train. So what should I do? My meditation time gaya mera. So he said that time you do Nam Smaran.
Okay, wonderful.
So that's what he guided me accordingly, that if you are traveling or not able to do, नहीं, even समझो उस टाइम पे कोई गेस्ट भी आ गए आपके घर, you have got many duties to do in life, right? So you can't say, oh guest please sit down, I'll finish my meditation and come. You can't do that, no? That time just close your eyes, pray to Swami. Swami, I very much remember my meditation time, but I'm helpless, I'll do it later. And keep chanting Sai Ram, that's enough.
Okay, these are the practical difficulties that we housewives face,
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
No, but that is only sometimes, okay? It is not always.
No,
So don't try.
Not an excuse, of course.
Yeah. No excuse. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. So,
Sai Ram Didi,
ये
lot of gurus or sometimes if you learn a particular technique, वो बीज मंत्र देते हैं आपको. हाँ, अभी हमने स्वामी को अपना गुरु माना हुआ है. But if you learn art of living technique या ईशा, बीज मंत्र होता है दीदी. So एक तो what is मतलब हमको वो बीज मंत्र फिर लेके follow करना चाहिए, means you get aligned to that guru. And how important is it to have a bij mantra for meditation?
Now it is all depending on your faith. How much faith you have in that guru, or means you are fully faithful to that guru, you are sincere to that guru, then you can take that bij mantra. Only one. You can't have many gurus, you can't have many gods also. You can't pray to Rama and Krishna and Sai and Ganpati. No, all are our favorites. सबको नमन करना है, सबकी पूजा करना है, मगर हार्ट में सिर्फ एक को बिठाना है
जी.
Only one. When you say Krishna, because for me I am doing that and I can tell you that, and I found it very good. I enjoy that. If I'm thinking of Krishna, I think Sai as Krishna. I think Rama, I'm thinking of Rama as Sai. Sai as Rama, I mean. So it depends on how much love you have. I'll tell you one secret, that you don't have to do any meditation. Just immensely love the God. Immensely. When I say immense, as soon as you hear his name, you should start crying. That immense love and surrender. These are the only two things which will direct. This is a direct rasta. Okay. So Bhagwan has given us very easy methods to surrender completely and immense love for God. So to be in love with God is something very, very beautiful. उसका नाम आते ही आपके आंखों में पानी आ जाना चाहिए. Okay, I mean to say that love. He said, should we go for the guided meditation? Because we will be short of time. Any other questions you can ask me after the session?
Okay.
Okay, I'm stopping this sharing now. Okay, so we'll start with guided meditation. Now, first I would like to just give me 5 minutes for you all to understand what I have to say. See, for the meditation which I'm going to teach you give you some nice tips and some technique also, which will really help you to go deeper. One thing is descending order, descending numbers. The mind understands certain words and certain numbers. So when you start your meditation, when you start counting from 10 to 1, you start going deeper and deeper automatically, as if you are going down the stairs. So that will be the first point I will be doing. And once you do that, your mind gets conditioned to go deeper. So you all will go fast into within. Second is your personal meditation room. Now this personal meditation room is a room created mentally. You can create it anywhere on earth or in the sky, in the ocean or mountain or anywhere where you want, because it's mental. And this will, just as we have kitchen now in Bombay also, or big cities, you don't have big rooms where you can have a special room for meditation. So you can create it mentally, and this will really help you very much. And I'll tell you how it will help you. But just as we have kitchen for cooking, bedroom for sleeping, this room is for meditation. Now benefits is, as soon as you go there, whatever spiritual you are doing, close your eyes, go into that meditation room and do it. So the whole environment in that mental room is very, very powerful. The vibrations also are very powerful. You will experience yourself when you start doing that. और डिवाइन एक्सपीरियंसेस आपको फील होंगे उधर, वाइब्रेशंस वगैरह. And even when you are traveling, there's no question of place. You may have gone to somebody else's house or in a hotel, but you are always meditating in that room only. So the place remains the same. Next is whenever you feel, only one point is there, कि don't change your meditation room often. कि भाई आज हमने फॉरेस्ट में बनाया, कल हम लोग हिमालय पर बनाएंगे, ऐसा नहीं. थिंक विच प्लेस यू लाइक द मोस्ट एंड उधर ही बनाओ. Unless and until you are really bored with your meditation room, you should not change that room. Secondly, how to create that? Now what you will be doing is sit comfortably, closing your eyes, focusing on the third eye, and that I will just keep on saying and you do that. That's it. Now this meditation room will not have any furniture. You can do rangolis, you can have pictures on the wall, light color, good curtains, decorate करो. एक chair रहेगा आपके गुरु के लिए, वो भी थोड़ा higher level. Guru will always be on a higher pedestal than your asana. Okay, and उसके नीचे मतलब आप जहाँ बैठेंगे मेडिटेशन के लिए, तो आपके लिए आसना होगा, एक लैंप होगा, डिम लाइटिंग होगा, मगर आपको सब चीजें दिखना चाहिए मेडिटेशन में. एंड फिक्स प्लेस बैठने के लिए, फिक्स्ड आसना टू सिट. रंगोलीज भी कर सकते हैं, डेकोरेशन वगैरह सब आप कर सकते हैं, नो प्रॉब्लम. एंड एवरी डे व्हेन यू एंटर दैट meditation room, then what you will do? First you will go light a lamp, agarbatti. Your God and Guru is always sitting there only. Just imagine him to be there on that seat. तो आप उधर छोटी सी पूजा कर सकते हैं, अगरबत्ती लगा सकते हैं, आप उनको कुछ खिला सकते हैं उधर, मतलब रागी पॉलिश दे सकते हैं, पायसम दे सकते हैं, इडली बना के इडली खिला सकते हैं. Just offer something, pray to him, and then offer flowers, whatever you want to do, agarbatti lagao, pray, always pray for 4 things: guidance, protection, grace and blessings. हमेशा ये 4 चीजें आपने मांगनी है. ये oh God, oh Sai, please, I should get your guidance, protection and grace and blessings from you. And visualize that he's putting his hand on your head, आपको bless कर रहे हैं. Then come and sit on your asana, and then we start with the meditation. So first thing you will be doing is Soham. Okay, Soham means just concentrating on the breath. By now I think Soham everybody knows. So means I and Hum means he. So Soham, and if you minutely listen to your breath, it is saying Soham, Soham all the time. This is just for your information. We are breathing 21,600 times daily. So 15 Sohams or complete breath per minute we are doing. So imagine if you focus on Soham, Soham, full day you will be chanting 21,600 times. So Soham should be done consciously, watching the natural breath. Please don't breathe heavily. Deep breathing nahi hai ye. This is not deep breathing. Only on your natural breath you should focus. Okay. And why you should do this? When you are sitting for meditation, you have come from doing a lot of work. Your mind is disturbed. Or mind is having a lot of things. So what happens is when you sit there and start focusing, breath control is mind control. What you're actually trying to do is control your thoughts, control your mind. So when you focus on your breath, mind gets automatically controlled. I can just give a simple example. When you're afraid, your breathing becomes very fast. So that shows that when you control your breath, naturally your mind will be controlled. So for a few minutes, about 5 to 10 times, you can just do Soham or natural breathing, and then we'll start with the actual meditation. Is this clear with everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So should we start?
Yes.
Okay, please all of you all.
Yes.
Okay, all of you all please mute your speakers. Okay, close your eyes. I'll be taking a pause whenever there is necessary action. When I say you will be doing puja, I'll be stopping there for you all to do the puja. Few seconds I'll be stopping, and then I will be saying whatever I have to. Okay. So please close your eyes and sit straight with your spine erect. Always sit with your spine erect. Focus your attention at the third eye, Vikuti, or between the two eyebrows. You are totally relaxed. You are totally relaxed. Relax. Relax. Now I'll be counting from 10 to 1 in descending order. At the count of 1, you will enter your mentally created meditation room. 10, 9, slowly going deeper. 8, 7, your eyelids are becoming heavier and heavier as you deeply relax. Relax. 6, 5, going deeper and deeper. 4, 3, you are totally relaxed as you move deeper. 2, 1. You are now at the entrance of your meditation room. As you enter, you will see your God or Guru sitting on his or her chair. Perform a small puja by mentally lighting a lamp, offering flowers at the divine feet, burning an incense or agarbatti, any other offering which you would like to give, say ragi, buttermilk, paisam, whatever. Then pray to God or Guru for his blessings. Visualize God or Guru blessing you. Now come and sit on your asana for meditation. Now we start with the practice of Soham. Take 1 or 2 deep breaths and start observing your natural breath. Do not breathe deliberately. Focus should be on your natural breath. As you inhale, mentally chant Shom. As you exhale, mentally chant Hum. The inhalation and exhalation should be equal. Please do it 5 times. Now just focus on the breath without chanting. No chanting, only focus on breath for another 5 times. You may increase the timing as per your convenience when you're practicing at home. Chanting Soham is preparation for you to meditate. Okay, now we will be actually starting guided meditation on name and form of our Lord. You have received a message from Swami, your God or Guru, that he'll be visiting your home tomorrow. You are very much excited and start preparing the menu and list of what all you would do to like to purchase such as rangoli, flowers and other decorations, etc. Many close relatives and friends have come to know about Swami's visit and have come to your house to stay overnight and help you. Evening, you have already got many things ready like Swami's chair with side table and silver glass for water, toran on the doors, changing curtains, etc. Because of anxiety, you could not sleep well and got up early, took bath, and you along with others started cooking for a variety of dishes for the Lord. The gents are busy decorating the main door, putting lightings at appropriate places. Some ladies are doing rangoli with colors and some are busy with flower decoration. There is a festive and divine atmosphere everywhere. The fragrance of incense stick or agarbatti makes the environment more divine. You too are fully decked with nice silk sari or dress and ornaments, flowers, etc. Men too are well dressed in white salwar and kurta. Now all are eagerly waiting for the Lord's arrival. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Hard out, you see Swami's car coming and gents go to greet and welcome Swami. The young boys and girls start chanting Vedas and ladies are ready with garlands, some with bouquets and some with rose flowers in their hands to offer the Lord. Car halts near your house and Swami gets down smilingly. He enters your home and you all welcome him. He is very happy and smiles and looks around at the rangoli and flower decorations. He is talking to a few people here and there. And then he is taken to a specially decorated chair and he slowly sits down. Swami's face is full of divine peace and he closes his eyes and does different gestures with both hands. Then he opens his eyes, writes something in the air with his fingers as if he is in a different world. Then he again looks at the people seated and gives a broad smile. He slowly gets up and comes in the kitchen. All ladies are very happy. You request Swami to sit down where you have decorated silver thali, plate, bowls, silver glass, etc. for Swami to have his breakfast. When Swami is seated, you start serving all the different varieties of sweets and savours that you have prepared for, especially for him. Something like idli, sambar, vadas, sweet pongal, paisam, gulab jamun, pakoras, etc. Swami just has a little of everything and says, Chala Santosham, very happy, very happy. Then he washes his hands in a bowl, wipes them with the towel that you offer, and then you offer him cloves or lavang. He takes one and puts in his mouth and slowly comes out and enters your meditation room and sits on the chair kept before your meditation asana. You do the little puja by lighting lamp agarbatti and take his Pad Namaskar. You are now sitting on your asana with eyes closed in meditation. You can now see Swami on your mental screen. Look at him from top to bottom and slowly chant Sai Ram mentally. You can now see Swami on your mental screen. Look at him from top to bottom and slowly chant Sai Ram mentally. Now, see his beautiful soft hair, the crowning glory. His forehead, his beautiful blissful eyes, nose, lips, chin, and his entire face glowing like the full moon. His soft, loving smile as he is looking at you with his eyes filled with divine love. Now, slowly move your attention to his shoulders. Both hands lifted in a blissful gesture. His chest, waist, both his legs, and his beautiful, small, delicate feet and his toes. Mentally touch and kiss his feet with your heart full of love for the Lord. Mentally touch and kiss his feet with your heart full of love for the Lord. Now, again move your attention slowly upwards and continue looking at the Lord from bottom to top. And at the same time, mentally chant Sai Ram. You may repeat this several times when you are practicing at home regularly. When you reach his forehead, you see a divine light coming from him to you and entering you, and you are full of divine light. When you reach his forehead, you see a divine light coming from him to you and enter you, and you are full of that divine light. Now, your entire body is full of light. Now, your entire body is full of light. Your entire body is already full of light, and that light expands to all your family members. You are sending love and light to all your family members. It is a liquid light and is flowing from you in form of waves of love and light. It is a liquid light and is flowing from you in form of waves of love and light. Please give love and light to each of your family members. Visualize each of your family members. The light has covered your entire house, and now it flows in your entire neighborhood and the complete locality, encompassing all your neighbors. You are sending love and light to all your neighbors. The liquid light is now flowing in form of waves from your locality to the entire city, whichever city you are at the moment. Now the entire city is full of light. You are sending love and light to the whole of the city. From the city, now the divine love and light flows to entire India. All the people, all birds, all animals, all plants, trees and creatures water and land inmates are receiving the love and light that you are sending to them. Now you are sending love and light to the entire world, covering the entire human kingdom, animal kingdom, plant kingdom, and all creatures of the world, all animate and inanimate objects. Now, the world looks like a ball of divine light. The light slowly emanates from the ball of light and covers the entire universe, covering the entire galaxy and all the planets. The love and light that you are sending has now covered the entire universe, the Milky Way, the galaxies, and all the planets. Now the entire universe is responding by sending love and light to you. This love and light flows through the entire world towards India or whichever place you are at the moment, and from India towards Maharashtra, and from Maharashtra towards Mumbai, and is constantly flowing towards you wherever you are and has engulfed you completely. Now there is light everywhere, inside you, outside you, above you, below you, all surrounding you. There is nothing but love and light everywhere. Now there is light everywhere, inside you, outside you, above you and below you, all surrounding you. There is nothing but love and light everywhere. Now you are in the light. Now you are in the light. You are completely filled with light. There is light within you. You are completely filled with light. There is light within you. And now you are the light. You are the light. You are the light. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. You are free from all boundaries of your body. You are the divine light. Be the light. Bask in the divine light. Enjoy the divine light. Be in this state as long as you can. When you are true or when you feel enough from within, slowly take 2 deep breaths. Do pranams to your God and Guru, and we will be slowly coming out. At the count of 10, you will be fully awake. Now I will be counting from 1 to 10, and at the count of 10, you will be out of your meditation room. Now I'll be counting from 1 to 10, and you will be out of your meditation room. 1, slowly coming out. 2, 3, you are relaxed but coming out slowly. 4, 5, slowly coming out. 6, 7, your eyelids are becoming lighter and lighter as you are slowly coming out. Your eyelids are becoming lighter and lighter as you are slowly coming out. 8, 9, you are nearly coming to your normal state. 10, now you are completely out and awake. Now you are completely out and awake. Take 2 deep breaths and slowly open your eyes. Take 2 deep breaths and slowly open your eyes. Sai Ram. So, how are you all feeling?
Very nice. Like declutter, thoda furniture gaya room se. So feeling much lighter. Yeah. Lighter is the word. I feel quite light.
So, this was a meditation on name and form. Swami has said that you can do Jyoti meditation or you can do meditation on name and form. So, we have to graduate, you see. In Bal Vikas, we are teaching Jyoti meditation. We are all grown-ups and I think we can do name and form now as well.
A beautiful experience, yes.
So when you do it at home regularly, just imagine how you will feel. Here I couldn't give you much time because I have to keep a watch on the clock also.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Very beautiful.
Okay, any questions? Just 5 minutes, any questions if you have.
When the mind goes elsewhere, when thoughts enter the mind, so consciously you must pull your mind back to your meditation room and your heart and your mrikuti.
Yeah. Consciously you should bring back. Because you are training the mind, it's a sort of training.
जी.
अब एक बच्चा जब केजी क्लास में होता है ना, वो बैठता नहीं ना पढ़ने को, बार बार इधर उधर भागता है, तो उसके स्लोली उसको पटाके बिठाते कैसे हैं हम, ऐसे ही माइंड को बिठाना पड़ेगा.
And only one center, या mrikuti या heart.
Only one center, one place, one God, one time, everything only one. See, we have got only one place to go, that is the ultimate one source. So for that you can't have different gods, you have to have only one.
जी, तो I am coming back. Agar there is a beej mantra that you have been given or you have learned, or it came upon you without your knowledge, in the sense that you didn't know it was going to be a part of the meditation, but you want to remain focused on Swami, so you don't meditate using that beej mantra.
See, if it is that beej mantra is given to you in meditation, you can use it. Depends. If Swami wants to give you a beej mantra or any mantra for that matter, he will give you in meditation. And it is only meant for you, it is not meant for others. He has given me a mantra, but that is only for myself, not for everybody.
जी.
So, उनको अगर ऐसा लगता है कि मुझे फ्यूचर में मंत्र की जरूर पढ़नी है तो we will give. Okay.
जी.
Any other question?
Sai Ram, thank you.
Sorry.
Yes,
Yeah.
can I ask one question?
Yeah, sure.
When I meditate, like you said, that I really normally I cannot always stick to one Vrikuti or heart. I don't know, he guides me in such a way that it changes sometimes. So what should I do about that? Because I'm not always on one. I just automatically happens. I don't even try.
No, things will happen automatically, but you have to have only one. That's it. Because only one can see. There is Swami always says that आपका heart में एक ही place है, one sofa, one seated sofa, उधर एक ही भगवान बैठ सकता है. You can't put many gods there. You can pray to all the gods.
No, I'm not talking about
I pray to all
gods.
the gods, but then my sweetheart is only one.
Yeah, no, actually, I'm not talking about gods. I'm saying my attention, focus. Sometimes I see Swami in my heart. Sometimes I see him in my Agnya Chakra. So I cannot always concentrate. He just takes me to another point sometimes. It's only Swami, of course.
Okay, let it be. If he's taking directly, let it be. Just go with the flow.
That's what, because when I try to force it on one place, I'm not comfortable. And it just automatically happens. It even goes to my Manipur sometimes.
Okay.
But is that okay?
Just go with the flow and ask him one question, why this is happening.
Okay.
Just ask a question and you will get your answer. See, everybody's life is different. Everybody's past karmas, present karmas are different. Okay. Definitely all of us have done some good spiritual work in our past lives. So today we are here thinking about spirituality. Now you see how many people are there who are interested in such things, very few. So we have definitely done some good karmas for which we are into spirituality, and we have got such a God as Guru. Now the thing is, you have to, because everybody's life is different, your experiences are different than mine. So, even if I tell you my experience, you can enjoy them, but they are of no use to you. Your experience is important to you. So you must ask Swami the questions and he will respond. I guarantee that. He will respond.
I do feel that sometimes I need it in my different chakras. I need light or whatever, the concentration. I feel maybe he is doing it for that, but I get that feeling. But it's not one chakra.
No, it's okay. Let him do whatever he has to, just surrender. He will do whatever is good for you.
Right.
Okay, so he will do whatever is good for you. And one thing I would humbly request you all, if you are getting some good experiences, please write down in a notebook and keep. All must write it in a notebook with date, time, and what experience you will have, because they are interconnected with your future experiences. Means I'm telling you out of my own experience. One experience I had got in 2009, connected with that I got another experience in 2012, and again another I got in 2018. So we tend to forget, you see, we don't remember everything later. So it's better if we write and keep in a notebook. Make a special 200 pages notebook and write each and everything, minutest thing. Suppose Swami has spoken to you and guided you something, please note down and keep it. You must have that time for yourself, So you will understand your own self better, why Swami had said this, what you are supposed to improve on. A lot of guidance is there from within. Just go with the flow with full faith, full surrender, and he is definitely holding your hand.
Thank you so much, Kavita ji. It was so wonderful to have you. Time bhi ho gaya na, Siddhant. It was a wonderful experience. और meditation से तो बाहर निकलने का मन ही नहीं कर रहा था, because we were actually enjoying Swami's form, Swami's presence. और आपके meditation से I felt Swami visited my place physically. though he's
yeah.
always there.
Very
So
beautiful.
this was the experience
Yeah.
that we had. It was all
Hmm.
wonderful. Sort of time hai, isliye just I'm rushing to end this session. It was wonderful having you here.
Hope you
Ah,
can
it was
come again.
Siddharth
can
wants,
come again.
Siddharth wants to ask me
No,
something.
there is one question on the chat. Everything is answered except one question, so that's why I thought let's cover that. Question is repeating a phrase, a positive one. Is he going on?
Echoing is happening.
It's echoing.
Yeah. Repeating a phrase, a positive one, can it be a meditation?
Siddharth is hearing his voice now.
Okay, close your this thing and tell me personally. Repeating what? Okay, I'll have to mute mine.
Shall I say it?
Just 1 minute. The thing is, repeating positive phrases continuously, will it lead to meditation? No. That is saying of affirmations. Okay, that will make you a very positive personality, but it is not meditation, because when you are repeating, there are words and there are thoughts, and meditation is no thought.
No mind, yes.
Yes, no
Hope-
mind.
Hopefully,
when
he
you are-
will be able to board the flight very
Yeah,
soon.
sure. Nothing is impossible in the world if you really have the will to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, लेकिन आगे भी sessions में we would love to have you.
Yes,
So,
please come.
आज तो सिद्धार्थ
Thank you,
जैसे मदर
thank
के
you.
प्रेजेंस से बच्चा रिलैक्स्ड हो जाता है. सिद्धार्थ is relaxed today. नहीं
No,
तो हम लोग
but
सिद्धार्थ को
you will not believe, but sometimes I take Siddharth's advice also. Whenever I have any questions, we discuss and Siddharth guides me.
हम लोग का
तो-
गाड़ी चल रहा है उनके गाइडेंस में.
सिद्धार्थ-
Swami is there of course.
बहुत सुंदर
So
बताते
can-
हैं सिद्धार्थ.
बहुत.
Beautiful.
Can we end the class because we are getting late? So we'll
can
do
I just-
No,
Om
the
Shanti.
class is over for today.
So
Can
So
I
you
just
can-
ask
you can-
one question?
नहीं.
Just a short one. One
हाँ,
second.
बोलिए.
कि जैसे
Right.
आपने गाइड किया, हम तो 1 2 3 4 नहीं बोलेंगे, पर
Hmm.
can we, so when we do a meditation, we go directly to our meditation room and we meditate. Is that the right?
That's okay. But initially, if you can go very nicely, peacefully within, ultimate aim is to go within faster. Mind understands certain things, the descending order of number. So you can see, you all can do direct meditation. But suppose you are upset for some reason, there are many things to get upset nowadays outside. So that time you can't go in within, those thoughts keep on coming in your mind. That time you can do the technique. I've just given you a technique.
Okay.
You all can do it if you all want. You all feel like doing it. Suppose you are not in a mood to meditate. Okay, or you had a busy schedule and you're very tired to meditate, and your mind is not ready to go with it. Then you can, means in such circumstances, you can use this technique also. And if
Can
you
we do
want-
Om Shanti Shanti? Please, we can
Okay.
carry on the question answer. Let's actually do Om
No,
Shanti
finish
Shanti.
that is okay.
Then we can. Okay. Siddharth, Om and Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Jai Sai Ram. Thank you so much. Sai Ram. Sai Ram.
Sairam, thank you so much, Kavita ji. Sairam.
It was a beautiful session.
Kavita Di, is it better to bathe and meditate?
See, that is not important. Get up early in the morning. Don't even brush your teeth. Just go and meditate.
Okay.
Because my state of mind is such that time that it is easy to go within. Early in the
Ji.
morning, don't even get up and brush your teeth. At the most, you can go to the toilet and come and sit, but don't brush also. as soon as you do all activities, your mind gets very activated, and then it is difficult to take it within. So it is
Okay.
best to just get up and sit on the seat, asana, and meditate. That is the best thing to do. God doesn't see whether you have taken bath or you have brushed teeth or something. He is connected with your soul. That's it.
जी
Sai Ram,
जी
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.
साई राम साई